To go off on one of his favorite themes, why some of the president's critics are motivated by racism.
There's a certain level of vehemence, it seems to me, that's directed at me, directed at the president. You know, people talk about taking their country back. There's a certain racial component to this for some people. I don't think this is the thing, is a main driver, but for some, there's a racial animus.
Jason Riley is a Wall Street Journal editorial board member, a Fox News contributor, and author of Please Stop Helping Us: How Liberals Make It Harder for Blacks to Succeed. Jason, good to see you.
Thanks for having me.
What is controversial about what he said, that we need to engage each other more on racial issues and that some people are motivated by racial animus?
Well, I like the hedging, some. He said, you know, it's not all about racial animus, but enough of it is for me to complain about it on national television. That was sort of the message. Well, it's absurd on his face. I mean, he was black. President Obama was black before he was elected. He was also black before he was re-elected. So the idea that none of the criticism lodged against this president has to do with his performance and that most of it has to do with his race is absurd.
But let me stop you there, because he didn't say none of the criticism, and he didn't say that most are motivated by racism.
He said that enough of it is to complain about on national television.
What do you think is the message there? I mean, obviously, it's not some minuscule amount in his mind, otherwise it wouldn't be worthy of mention.
This is about politics. This is about Democrats concerned about minority turnout in November, and they have nothing to offer these constituents that they want to come out to the polls for.
This is a head fake?
You look at the economy, you look at the job situation, they have nothing to offer. So all they offer is scaremongering. That's what this was about.
This is trying to motivate voters. It's basically, I mean, we led the show tonight with the world in crisis.
Yeah.
And it's look over here, look over here.
Exactly. It's motivate them by scaring them, telling them that voter ID laws suppress the black vote. Even though black voter turnout in 2012 exceeded the rate of white voter turnout, even in the states with the strictest voter ID laws. So essentially, it's lying to people to scare them to the polls.
The reporter, to his credit, did ask him about a dicey issue, which was Eric Holder, not long ago, called us a nation of cowards when it comes to race. And this was how the Attorney General responded.
No, I wouldn't walk away from that speech. I think we are still a nation that is too afraid to confront racial issues. You know, we had the Sterling incident. You have what that rancher said. Those are opportunities for us to engage with one another across the color line and talk about racial issues, and we too infrequently do that.
What do you make of that?
Eric Holder doesn't want to have an honest conversation about race in this country, neither does President Obama. Earlier this year, they went up to Harlem to Al Sharpton's annual convention and gave speeches where they complained about voter ID law and the supposed unfair treatment they receive because they're black. You do not run to Al Sharpton to unify this country racially. You do so when you want to do the opposite, in fact. He's one of the most racially divisive people in this country. But black leaders in this country want to keep that narrative, Megyn, on race, on racism as an all-purpose explanation for all that ails black Americans. That is their focus. That's all they want to talk about. And this president and Eric Holder are no different.
Jason, great to see you.
Thank you.
Thanks for being here. Well, a moment ago,